Guys, welcome to my channel. Today is Friday. It's such a wonderful Friday, and I don't have lectures, and I feel like testifying. Can I please testify? Am I allowed to testify to boost your faith in God? Because I have this testimony which I share with every single person that comes into my life. That testimony of how God saved me from a fire incident, how he saved me from a near death, how he saved me from such a horrible, lonely death. God was looking out for me, a 15-year-old girl who went to bed probably without even saying a prayer. So let me say a prayer before I begin. Father, Lord, I love you. May this testimony that you gave me change lives. Amen. So I was 15, okay? And I lived in town with my mom. We lived in, it was a story building. It was a family house, and we lived upstairs, and then we had a shop downstairs. Now, because we had a shop right below where we lived, people would come as early as 6 a.m. to buy stuff because, yeah, it's just here. Yeah, supposed to get down and take it for them. It's not supposed to be a big deal because they live just here. Now, we sold disposable stuff. We sold bags of sachet water and bottled water, boxes of bottled water in large quantities. And there were all these, we lived in town, so there were all these banks and small saving, all these things around who came for bags of water from us in large quantities from time to time. So there was a time when my mom was traveling, and then she told me one of these saving what's it called, susu, saving and accounts, small companies. Yeah, one of them came to us, and a man came to us. He said that he wanted to come the next day to buy bags of sachet water, about I think 20 or 30 or something like that. And then because he has to open the place early and get ready for work early, he would come very early in the morning, around 5:30 a.m. So he wanted to tell us beforehand so that we would know that we are supposed to be expecting him at around 5:30 a.m. getting to 6. Okay, so my mom told me this, but she was traveling, so that day I was alone at home. So I went to bed, and then when I sleep, I leave the light on. I don't know if it's because I was young, but whenever I slept, I left the light on, and then I went to bed. So I was expecting the man to come at around 5:30 a.m. in the morning on that day, but he did not come at 5:30 a.m. He came at 4. He knocked at 4 a.m. in the morning, around 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was so pissed. I gradually got up, and I didn't even want to talk to the man because he said he come at 5:30. Why are you here at 4? Who buys water at 4 a.m.? So I gradually went downstairs to open the shop, and then he took the water, packed everything in front, and then he took it to wherever he was going. And then I closed the shop, and then I went upstairs. Now, when I climbed upstairs and I got to my room, the door, when I got to the entrance of my room, I remember leaving the light on because I slept with the light on. So I remember leaving the light on, but when I opened the door, my room was dark, and then it had a yellow glow, and even that was enough to create some kind of apprehension. So I didn't understand what was going on. Then I went inside, and then lo and behold, the ceiling, the plywood ceiling, had caught fire. Why? Because the bulb had blown. Within that time that I went downstairs, the bulb had blown, and the plywood had just started to burn. Now that was plywood. It wouldn't take 10 minutes for that thing to burn and fall down and set the entire room on fire. Do you understand my testimony? 1, that man was supposed to come at 5:30. Let's say earliest 5:30 because that is what he said. But he came at 4. And within that time that I got up to go downstairs and come back, my room caught fire, and I was awake to put it out. God caused a man to come an hour and 30 minutes earlier just so that I will not burn to death, just so that I won't die. That man doesn't even know why he has to buy water as early as 4 a.m. But God knew. I was angry that a man had spoiled my sleep, but God knew what he was doing. So within that 10 minutes that I left my room to go downstairs and come back, my room caught fire and I was able to put it out because it had just begun. Now imagine if that man had not come at 4 a.m. That fire was fixed to occur at 4 a.m. in the morning. Imagine if that man had come at 5:30 a.m. as a 15-year-old girl who sleeps with no troubles, and I sleep so deeply. That fire would have burned and burned and burned. And that man would have come 1 hour and 30 minutes earlier to come and meet a burnt house and a dead girl. That man doesn't understand why he has to buy water at 4 a.m. He himself did not even know why he had to come at 4 a.m. to buy water. But God knew what he was doing. God was there with me that day. God saved me from a horrible death, a horrible and lonely death. My mom wasn't around. I was alone. Everybody was asleep. I would have been asleep too if not for God, who caused a man to come 1 hour and 30 minutes earlier at dawn, 4 a.m. at dawn, to come and buy water, bags of water. Who buys water at 4 a.m. in the morning? Only God can do this. So I always share this testimony with people around me because it is something. Whenever I am going through something and I'm tempted to even be afraid, I remember this testimony. I remember that time when God caused a man to buy water at 4 a.m. just so that I won't die. I would have been asleep and that fire would have kept burning because it was plywood. God is looking out for us. God is always looking out for his people. We just refuse to see it. But I want to tell you that God is looking out for you. There's so many things that have happened that could have been so much worse, but God saved us from all these things. And I want to share this testimony with you too. God is looking out for you. He's looking out for a 15-year-old girl who might have had other things in mind, and God might have been very far away from my mind, but he was still looking out for me. And God is always looking out for his people. So that's the testimony I want to share with you today. I hope it has boosted your faith in God. Go to bed, say a prayer, and sleep because God is looking out for you. I love you guys. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share to bless a life.